Okay guys, so this is my oatmeal video, and I just started eating oatmeal for about maybe a week or two ago, and I already see differences. One thing about my body, because I've been living natural for a long time, over 14 years, I make subtle changes and my body thanks me for it immediately. So a little bit about myself. I am a holistic counselor and I'm a senior cosmetologist, and I figured out that great health will basically help you have great hair, and that is my brand. That is what I teach, and I am very firm on a healthy body will help you have healthy hair. So guys, if you like what I said, please make sure you like and share this video because you will benefit. Okay, so I'm going to basically cook oatmeal on this video. Oatmeal generally takes about 5-10 minutes. I get the oatmeal that's not processed, so my oatmeal takes a few minutes versus the quick oatmeal and the processed oatmeal. So I go to places like Mom's and Whole Foods to get my oatmeal, and my oatmeal basically costs about $6. Okay, all right, so in this I'm going to put some filtered water in here. Some filtered water. We're going to cut this on. Okay, make sure that you are filtering your water. Okay, that is very, 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 very important. The water that we drink, it adheres to our bloodstream immediately. So you want to make sure that you are not drinking any type of water, no tap water. Try your best not to drink bottled water. I know that's a nice go-to and it's very easy, but bottled water sometimes is not the best. Now, if you do have bottled water, make sure you don't store it in a warm place because the plastics are not good. Okay, the plastic kind of bleeds out in the water. They keep that water in a factory. Factories are very, very hot. So, do your research and all. Okay, so I'm going to put the apples. I'm putting apples, fresh, organic apples. I'm trying my best to do organic when you can afford it. Everybody cannot afford organic. Now, if you actually do your research about organic is like $1 or $2 more than regular. So I figure this, you're going to pay now or pay later. To think that you're going to live a life where you don't have to pay for food or good health rather, you are mistaken. You're going to have to pay either now or later. So if you eat cheap food, processed food, believe me, you may be saving money now, but you're not going to be saving money in your health care. Okay, and health care is very expensive. It's the law now that you have to have health insurance and all that. And the sicker you are, the more your health insurance is going to be over the years. So I think it's our responsibility to make sure that, we take care of ourselves as good as possible. Okay, so now I'm going to put some blueberries. Now, some people might say, oh my gosh, that's a lot of fruit. That's a lot of sugar. Well, a lot of people, you eat what? Granulated sugar, okay? I don't. So I have to get my energy from fruits. I have to get my energy from fruits. This meal right here will probably last me 2.5 hours, maybe 3. And then I'm going to have to eat something more. Now, the major ingredient that I do put in here, because this is a lot of glucose, but not a lot, but I do put cinnamon, so I put all of that in here, and that's what I do. And I bring that to a boil, and then I put my oatmeal in once it boils. And isn't that pretty? And this is fresh. Like, basically, if you were to go to the store, you can get apple cinnamon oatmeal, you can get blueberry oatmeal, or you can get banana oatmeal. But the best thing about this is homemade. I know what's in it. I know that this meal right here, I have been eating it now for 2 weeks. It doesn't run my sugar up. In fact, my sugar has actually gone down, very much so. And that's why the weight is coming off. If you are a type 2 diabetic like myself, the key to health is to keep that glucose not only at a good level, but you want it to be balanced. So you don't want to go through a whole bunch of highs and lows, which that's basically what I've been struggling with a long time, is getting balanced. So in the comments, make sure that you type this up. Balance is key to weight loss. That's how I know that you actually watched this whole video. Make sure that you are subscribing to my YouTube channel, Hair Talks Mag. Hair Talks Mag, okay? I opened that a few years ago when I started doing hair, and now I have changed the channel to not just hair, now it's about health as well. Okay, and I measure out my oatmeal. So this is roughly a cup of oatmeal, and we're going to see how that works, okay? Because that's another thing. You want to make sure that you're not getting too many carbs at one time. I measure out everything now. Now, another recipe, another ingredient that I do put in my oatmeal is the pumpkin seeds. Now, everything that I just placed in here is for a reason. The blueberries has everything has fiber in here. Potassium, everything in here has potassium as well. This is also a great meal for balancing hormones. That is another key to losing weight, balancing hormones. And these are organic pumpkin seeds, no salt, no nothing, not processed at all. These are pumpkin seeds, and I eat this for the zinc as well. Zinc is very, 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 very important for health, okay? One thing that was the biggest mistake that I did, I actually cut out a lot of things like potatoes and rice because I thought those were really bad for me, and I cut those out, unfortunately. And I missed out on a lot of vitamins, a lot of herbs, a lot of minerals, and now, you know, I'm basically slowly but surely building my body back up. All right, so now that it's coming to a boil, we're just going to douse this oatmeal right in here. So the oatmeal is not the main, it's actually just going to be like the accessory to this meal, because the fruits, the vegetables, and the seeds are going to basically be very important as well. So I don't want a whole bunch of just oatmeal in this. I want to actually have the fruit and the seeds to be prevalent. I also put in this, once this starts to boil and everything, I also put some almond milk in this because I don't eat dairy. I cut out dairy about 7 years ago, maybe 8. And that was a big, huge jump for me. One thing I do, I'm a radical. And radical just means that you're serious and you just basically go cold turkey on everything. That has its benefits and it has its downfalls. The benefit is that I train my body to not need things very quickly. The bad thing is that sometimes I didn't do the full research in knowing that moderation is key. Moderation does not matter to me as far as dairy. Dairy is not good. It has a lot of bad things with it as far as that. However, when you cut out something, you have to put something back into your diet. So because I did cut out dairy, and dairy has vitamin D, and dairy has, you know, some benefits in it, but I try to get the benefits from that and calcium as well through my vegetables now. So I eat a lot of broccoli, I eat a lot of spinach that has vitamin D, it has calcium, it has selenium, it has a whole bunch of things in there that is really good for the body that you might have got from the dairy, but the dairy is, I'm allergic to it. I'm allergic to a lot of things like dairy, meats, gluten, and yeah, gluten is really bad. If you have things like Crohn's disease, or anything that has anything to do with the bowel syndrome, irritable bowel syndrome, the first thing you need to do is cut out gluten. Now, what is wheat gluten? It's usually in wheat products. Start to read the back of your labels. Anything with gluten, you might want to just throw that away. And that's basically what I've done. Any breads with gluten, anything like that, I don't eat it at all. Now, if you cut out the gluten, you will see a huge improvement in your health, and the side effect to that would be weight loss. One thing about gluten is it's not good. It's very sticky and it sticks to our bowel. And if you have that going on, you're not going to eliminate, you're not going to be able to ultimately be healthy if you have a lot of gluten in your system. So this is something, now gluten, even if you were to stop today, it takes months, sometimes up to 1 year to fully get the gluten out of your system. But you should see results really, really, really fast. Okay, so you see that this oatmeal is thickening up. I only put a cup of it in there, okay? And we have apples, we have blueberries, we have banana in here, and we also have some pumpkin seeds. Everything that I placed in here is for benefits. It's great for women, which is a lot of my audience is women, but it's great for men too, because guess what? Men are getting issues as well with their prostate, and they also can get breast cancer, they can get different cancers. So do not forget the male in your life. Make sure you are taking care of him as well. Make sure you're giving him enough vitamins so he can live long and strong along with you. Okay, so a lot of my diet, my husband also eats with me. Now, he might need a little more than me as far as calories and sugar and things like that, but we pretty much eat the same. So yes, this is great, and it smells awesome. The great ingredient in here is cinnamon. The cinnamon is going to counteract with all of the other glucose things that might be in here. But remember, I don't put any sugar, any honey, or anything in this. I just let the fruits do what it do. And guess what? When you taste this, it's not going to be really, really sweet. Okay, guys? So make sure you're following me at Hair Talks Mag on YouTube. And also like and subscribe to I Love Beauty so you guys can continuously get these great tips. Make sure you are checking out my blog, beautycanread.com. And if you're looking for a holistic counselor, please email me at aholisticme@gmail.com. You guys be healthy, and I'll see you next time.